Hello, Scorpio. I want to begin this message by asking you to pause just for a moment and listen with the part of you that feels everything, even when no one else can see it. You've been walking through life with a quiet weight on your back, haven't you? That subtle ache in your spirit. The one that tells you maybe, just maybe, you're the one to blame for what's fallen apart, for what never came together, or for what's about to happen next. But let me say this clearly, and I hope you truly let it in this time. You are not to blame for what is unfolding. You never were. Scorpio, this guilt you carry it didn't begin with you. Somewhere along the way, you started to believe that if you had tried harder, seen more clearly, or given more of yourself, you could have stopped the unraveling. But that's a lie dressed in responsibility. The truth is, you've taken on far too much that was never yours. You've tried to fix people who didn't want to be saved, to absorb the chaos of others, like it was your karmic duty, and to control outcomes that were never within your reach. That's not empowerment. That's exhaustion masked as loyalty. And I know you've done it because you care, because you feel deeply, because you see into the dark where others turn away. But it's time to understand something essential. Some forces are bigger than your will to make things right. In the next part of this message, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening beneath the surface of your life right now, why the timing of this shift matters, what your soul has been preparing for, and how to stop resisting the current that's trying to carry you forward. But first, you have to release the guilt. You have to stop apologizing for the way you shine, the way you see, and the way you survive. What's coming to you now doesn't require you to prove anything. It only requires your presence. Let's go deeper. What's unraveling in your life right now? Scorpio weather, it's a relationship that suddenly slipped through your fingers. A truth you weren't prepared to face, or an ending that came too soon, is not the result of your failures. You didn't make this happen, and you couldn't have stopped it even if you had tried with every fiber of your being. These events, as painful or confusing as they may feel in this moment, are part of a much larger pattern that was set into motion long before your logical mind could grasp it. They are not punishments. They are not rewards. They are not reflections of your effort, your worth, or your ability to hold everything together. They are the turning of a cosmic wheel you cannot control, only witness. For too long, you've mistaken responsibility for fate. You've believed that your ability to sense things deeply meant it was your role to carry the weight of them. But Scorpio, you are not here to hold the world together. You are not here to absorb every loss or make sense of every storm. Some of what's happening now is not about you at all, is about the seasons of life shifting, the karmic contracts expiring, the divine timing unfolding exactly as it must. And if you continue to measure your worth by what stays, or what breaks under pressure, you will miss the profound truth blooming just beneath the surface. This moment was always going to happen, no matter how hard you loved, no matter how long you stayed, no matter how fiercely you tried to protect what was already meant to go. The universe is not asking you to fix anything anymore. It's asking you to surrender, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. You don't have to understand all the reasons right now. You don't have to wrap your head around the why. You just have to stop blaming yourself for outcomes that were never yours to shape. Because the sooner you do, the sooner you will begin to feel the ground beneath you shift. And when it does, you'll realize this isn't the end. It's the quiet, powerful beginning of a path you were always meant to walk, free from guilt, aligned with truth, and finally at peace. That weight you've been carrying, Scorpio, invisible burden of responsibility, laced with guilt, has done more than tire you out. It has distorted your sense of self. It has made you second-guess your instincts, question your worth, and shrink parts of your spirit that were once uncontainable. You used to walk through life with a certain quiet power, a depth that others couldn't name but always felt. But somewhere along the way, the more you took on others' pain, others' chaos, others' projections, the more you began to mistake heaviness for purpose. guilt for growth, silence for peace. And in doing so, you started to compromise with your own soul. You dimmed your natural intensity, softened your truth to be more digestible, withheld your knowing so others could feel comfortable in their ignorance. But that kind of shrinking doesn't protect anyone. It only starves you of your own essence. This isn't just about overgiving or self-sacrifice. This is about forgetting what it feels like to live from your center. That magnetic force within you, the truth that pulses through your gut before your mind catches UPS still there. It's only been muffled under layers of shame that were never meant to be yours. And the tragedy isn't just that you've been blamed for things beyond your control, it's that somewhere along the line, you believed those accusations. You internalized the fractures of others as if they reflected a flaw in you. You turned your empathy into self-punishment, your intuition into self-doubt, and that, Scorpio, is the wound we are here to name, so it can stop owning you. Because you were never meant to dilute your truth. You were never asked to trade your clarity for belonging. You were never supposed to suppress your own emotional intelligence, so others wouldn't feel exposed in your presence. But that's what guilt does. It teaches you to apologize for your strength, to perform a version of yourself that feels safer to others, but dishonors you. And now, as this new chapter begins to rise from the ashes of all that fell apart, you are being invited, called to reclaim every part of yourself that you buried for the sake of peace. The world needs the Scorpio, who doesn't flinch from truth, who sees through the veil, who refuses to carry what isn't hers. And you, more than anything, need to feel what it's like to exist without that weight. We're almost there. Keep listening. The time of awakening has arrived. Scorpio, not as a sudden epiphany that crashes through your world, but as a quiet, unshakable knowing rising from the deepest part of you. The place that remembers who you were before the world told you otherwise. This isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you've always been beneath the conditioning. The guilt. The survival patterns that taught you to overfunction. To over-apologize. To earn your place by being useful, instead of simply being whole. You don't have to strive anymore. You don't have to prove your worth to be loved. To be kept. To be seen. That fight is over not because you lost, but because it was never yours to begin with. What's meant for you is already on its way. And it doesn't require your performance, only asks for your presence, your alignment, your willingness to stop resisting yourself. You see, Scorpio, control was your armor. You wore it like second skin, trying to anticipate every outcome, manage every emotion, keep the chaos at bay, with logic and silence and sacrifice. But what that armor really did was separate you from the very things you longed to feel. Softness, surrender, connection without performance. And now, the universe is not asking you to fight harder, it's asking you to let go. Let go of the belief that love must be earned. Let go of the need to shrink so others can feel tall. Let go of the habit of apologizing for your presence, for your light, for the way your truth unsettles the comfortable lies around you. That version of you, the one who bends in every direction to keep others at peace, cannot walk through the door that's opening for you now. Only your real self can. So this is your invitation to stop explaining yourself, to stop softening your instincts to make your strength more palatable, to stop carrying guilt for shining too brightly in rooms that weren't ready for your clarity. You are not here to make everyone comfortable. You are not here to be small so others can feel big. You are here to be fully, unapologetically, you, and the life that matches that version of you is already beginning to form. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to beg for it. You only have to stop standing in your own way. And when you do, everything you thought you had to earn will start finding you effortlessly. Because you were always the magnet. You just forgot. But you're remembering now. And that changes everything. And now, Scorpio, as we move deeper into this unfolding, let's speak to the nuance of timing. The way the stars weave their influence, not just broadly, but intimately, according to where your soul chose to arrive in this life. This next passage isn't just a general wave of energy sweeping through the collective. It is precise. It is personal, and depending on when in the Scorpio season you were born, the nature of your awakening may take different shapes, all leading to the same destination: liberation through truth. If you were born between the 23rd of October and the 1st of November, your moment is arriving in the form of command, without effort. There is a shift in power dynamics surrounding you, new old systems crumbling. Unspoken hierarchies dissolving, and, without even trying, you will find yourself standing in the center of influence, not because you sought control, but because your steadiness in crisis, your ability to see what others deny, has made you a quiet force others trust. Leadership, for you, is not about barking orders or claiming titles. It's about presence. And now, that presence is being recognized. Doors will open, not because you knocked, but because you radiated a truth that others cannot ignore. Don't doubt this rise. It is not accidental. It is earned through years of invisible labor, inné refinement, and the patience to wait until the time was right. If your birthday falls between the 2nd of November and the 12th of November, this transformation will come through the realm of relationships, the ones you thought were done, the ones you never thought would come, and most of all, the one you've been avoiding, the relationship with yourself. Something long buried is surfacing now, a desire to be seen without hiding, to be loved without performance, to connect without fear of betrayal. You may find that someone returns with new eyes, or someone new enters with a soul you recognize instantly. But whether it's reunion or revelation, it will challenge your old patterns of protection. This is not about fixing broken bonds. It's about creating new ones from a healed foundation. Let them see you. Let yourself receive. You are not too much. You are not too deep. The right ones will recognize the sacred terrain of your heart and treat it accordingly. And for those born between the 13th of November and the 21st of November, the focus is not outward, it's deeply internal. What's awakening in you now is a creative voice that has been silenced for far too long. Maybe it's your art. Maybe it's your storytelling, your healing gifts, your wild ideas you've kept hidden out of fear they'd be misunderstood. But now, all the places you once held back are beginning to stir. And the energy pushing through you is undeniable. You're being asked to express, not for approval, not for applause, but for liberation. Your authenticity is your medicine, not only for yourself, but for others who have yet to find the courage to speak. Don't underestimate the ripple effect of your voice, your truth, your creation. Even if no one claps, even if no one understands right away, what you're channeling is divine. It never needed permission. So, wherever you fall within the Scorpio constellation, know this: the shift is real. The path is specific. And you are not late. You are arriving exactly on time, with exactly what you need. Even if you can't see the full picture yet, trust the pull. Something ancient in your soul already knows the way. So here we are, Scorpio, standing at the edge of a cycle that once felt endless. All the confusion, the grief, the setbacks that didn't make sense when they were happening, you'll begin to see them for what they truly were. Sacred preparation. The universe wasn't punishing you. It was refining you, distilling your essence drop by drop until only what was real remained. And now, as the dust begins to settle and the silence between chapters softens, you'll notice something strange and beautiful. Things are beginning to align without your constant interference. The right words find you. The right people stay. The right opportunities arise, as if they were always waiting for you to be ready. This is not coincidence. This is harvest. And it's not because you worked harder than others, it's because you stayed when it would have been easier to run. You felt what others refused to feel. You transformed what others tried to bury. And now, life is meeting you with the abundance that mirrors your inner labor. This is not a time to prove. It is a time to embody. The identity you once constructed to survive, the one who held it all together, who read every room, who kept everyone else afloat, is no longer required. That version of you was born out of necessity, But it is not who you are at your core. Who you truly are is deeper, more radiant, inherently whole. And this next chapter is about giving that self the space to rise without justification. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to explain your light. You don't need to fix one more thing before you allow yourself to receive. Scorpio, this is your permission to stop being strong for everyone else and start being true for yourself. You are no longer responsible for carrying the weight of worlds that were never yours. You are here to live from your essence note because the world demands it. But because your soul is tired of waiting. Let the masks fall. Let the striving end. What's yours is already finding you. And all that's left to do is let it in. So as we come to the close of this message, Scorpio, I want you to take one final breath, not the kind you take to brace yourself, but the kind that signals release. This is not the end of something. This is the quiet beginning of a life that honors who you truly are. No more bending to fit into places you've outgrown. No more apologizing for your depth, your clarity, your light. You were never too much. You were never the problem. You were the mirror, and not everyone was ready to see themselves reflected in you. In the days ahead, let life meet you as you are, not as you've performed. Let softness return to the parts of you that had to be hard for too long. Let joy visit the places inside you that have only known resilience. You're not broken. You're not behind. You are aligned. And what's unfolding for you now, these relationships, these opportunities, this rising sense of peace is not a reward for surviving. It's a homecoming. So go gently. Go boldly. But most of all, go as yourself. Because who you are has always been enough. And now, finally, it's time for the world to see it too.